start holding people accountable for fixing up their building. You own your property, let's fix it up. Let's make it look good. We try to discourage people from tearing down into the building because you don't want to lose that history. If we revitalize the downtown area, then it's another economic development too, because tourism will come. More tourists will come into the community, and more tourism. They're going to shop. They're going to spend their money here, and so it's just a complete cycle. So we're working very hard. We created a downtown development district. We have our historic district committee, and and those people that's on these committees, they volunteer their time, and a lot of them take some abuse, because some of the things we do are not very popular. But at the same time, we know we have to do them in order to save our downtown area. And I think that if we continue to do that, you'll see more of the businesses, and I know Senator Mary Landrieu have this smart growth theory where, you like it used to be, the store is on the bottom, you live on the top, and everything is where people can walk, and it's more of a healthy environment too, because, now the way it is right now, everybody wants to drive up to the front door of a store, get out, get back in their car. Well, we want to make it more of a walk-friendly community where people want to get out and walk up and down the area to see the different historic buildings and also what we have in this community.
What have I asked you? What would you like to? This is a historical piece. What would you like to see? What would you like to say about Donaldsonville that I haven't asked you?
I think that Donaldsonville is a very historic city. And if you look at it, and we take pride on the fact, especially being African American, that the first African American mayor in the whole United States was here in Donaldsonville. It speaks volumes. Donaldsonville community is one that is growing, and the people in this community are starting to come together to work toward a common goal of making it a Jew. So I think from a historic standpoint, I'm happy that my predecessors just didn't let someone go in and tear down all of the old buildings, because I'm glad that it wasn't like me thinking in the beginning it's just junk. And was able to, although they may have been in a dilapidated condition, but they still are salvageable. So we have that tool, we have that jewel sitting in front of us that hopefully we can make become a reality and do something with it.
I want to tell you what the DJ Francis said. He was proud to say he was the second black guy.
Yeah.
Sure we knew that.
And I served underneath him when I was first got into politics on the council, and learned a lot from him. He was a very, very good man, and had a lot of good views for the city. Yes.
I really enjoyed talking to you. And one thing that I'm basically done. One of the things I'm telling you too is that tell me how religion played a part in the black community.
Well, I'm Baptist. Grew up in a Baptist church. One of the things coming up in the black community was you were going to go to church. Regardless of it not having air conditioning or anything else, you'll be there with your fan, and you were going to have a good time. And religion played a big part in it because we were taught to always pray, and that you had to have faith, and even with things that I go through life now, the ups and downs, all that I've been through, I've always had faith in God that He, if you ask Him for something and it's within His will, He's going to make sure that it happen. And you have to have faith, so you pray on it and just go on. When I ran for mayor, there were a lot of people, oh, he's not going to make it and do it. But I had faith in God that, if that was what He wanted me to do, that I was going to make it. So because of the way I was brought up in the church and Christianity playing a part in our lives, I know that no matter what undertaking I take, that I'm always pray and ask God, before I sit down in this chair, I say to myself, I ask God to speak through me, because I know what I want to do is say the things that I know He wants me to say. I want to do the things in this community that I know that God wants to do. I want Him to be pleased with anything that I do in life.
Take me through quickly, if you would, a Sunday as you were growing up.
Okay, Sunday was you'd get up, you would go to church, and as far back as I can remember, in our church is always early morning. My church starts at 6:30 in the morning. You went to church, you went to Sunday school. You would come home, you would get out of your clothes because you only had that set of clothes, for the Sunday. You would get into something else. You'd be able to play a little bit. Mom was always cooking. You was always, no matter what happened during the week, you was always going to have a good meal on Sunday. And that was the highlight of the day. That you were going to eat good on Sundays.
Food played a big part, didn't it?
Oh, yes.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, and one thing, and I tell people a lot of times now, I remember on many occasions, like, coming to my mom cook, and they're cooking just enough for the family, and sitting down to eat and still being hungry and or wanting something to eat. I'm not going to say hungry, and my dad would get up from the table and give you his food, and I look at that now, and so I thought about that one day. I said, my dad probably went to bed hungry. I mean, at night to make sure that I didn't, or one of my sisters or brothers didn't go to bed hungry. So it was an opportunity to talk. And let me tell you, nowadays kids, I'm not going to eat this, I'm not going to eat that. You didn't play that when we was coming up. Whatever they cooked, that's what you ate. And I tell people all the time now, there's some things I ate as a kid I don't have to eat now, But it was one of the things. They worked hard for the money that they had, and the food that was prepared, you were going to eat it, But it was a time where we all sat down, and my sister and brothers, we'd have a little conversations, and we even have a little fuss or something at the table or whatever. But it was a time for us to really socialize.
Yeah, we had 13 kids. It wasn't a question of whether you eat it. The question is, did you get there in time and that's what they left?
Right.
It was a competition.
Right.
I'm good if you're good on that. Well,
I'm fine.
I do a lot of, for some reason,